What's up, everybody? Welcome to In Love with Horror. My name is AJ.
I'm Christy.
And y'all, welcome to our horror movie news roundup. Well, it's not just always movies, it's TV shows too.
Yeah.
But this is our horror genre related news roundup. Typically we do these on Sundays. Normally it's a live stream, but just due to scheduling, we have to do this pre-recorded. But it's still gonna be dope. You're still gonna get that great content. You're still gonna get, informed on what's going on in the horror scene and all the updates that came out of this week. Now, just some housekeeping stuff that we wanted to talk about first. Of course, we got to shout out our Patreon and YouTube members. Thank y'all so much for that support. We greatly appreciate y'all. If you're interested in supporting us, the Patreon and the YouTube memberships is a great way to do it. If you just want to show us some love and show us some support, but shout out to the people that are already members. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Also want to shout out our Discord. So we are on Discord, completely free to join. You got the link in the description. We tried to always do some chatter, do some talking in there. It doesn't always work that way. But as we get more people to sign up, maybe the more discussions will be able to blossom. But we have a bunch of different channels in there to talk about a range of topics, not even just horror movie news or horror movies, but like gaming, all that type of stuff. It's all in the Discord. So check out our Discord description. Link in the description. And lastly, we got The Last of Us Season 2 starting today. And we're going to try to do weekly reviews for The Last of Us Season 2. So definitely stay tuned in, stay subscribed, because we'll be following along with The Last of Us Season 2 and just giving our thoughts on each episode weekly. What else? You want to dive into what we watched recently?
Sure.
Okay, so let's go ahead and switch gears, talk about the films or the TV shows that we watched recently. This is a segment that we're going to try to keep incorporated with our news moving forward, just to let because sometimes we don't always make a review for everything that we watch. So this is a good place for us to just talk about stuff that we watch and give almost little mini reviews, if you will. So this first film you watched, I haven't had a chance to watch it, but 825 Forest Road. Yeah. Tell us about it.
Yeah, that's a more recent film from Stephen Cognetti that, is at the helm of all the Hell House LLC franchise films. And this is his first film that's outside of the scope of found footage. And so this was, to me, a good thing to watch because his final film, Hell House LLC Lineage, which comes out later this year, is not going to be in the found footage style. So I kind of wanted to see how he does not doing found footage. So that's mainly why I watched this movie, because I wasn't really interested in it based off the poster.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's on Shudder right now, so you can go check it out. But I did not like it. It was not good. And I'm pretty sure he wrote and directed this script. And which he'll also do for Lineage, some of his other films too. So I don't know. It has me a little apprehensive. I am all for a director not, staying in one lane and trying to, expand his horizons and do different styles and different things within the genre, but maybe take a course or, maybe get a mentor or something. Cause I feel like he needs some help if he wants to not do found footage and do more narrative style type of films. I feel like maybe this doesn't work for him. I don't know. It wasn't good. It was really bad. I gave it 1 star.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. And it doesn't bode well considering the fact that the next Hell House is non-found footage. So, and I'm questioning that so much. When all the other films in a series are found footage, why the last one would you change it? Yeah, it's weird. But maybe because it's material that he's already established, a story and everything, maybe that one will fare a little bit better because it's not a brand new story.
True. Yeah.
This one has deep lore, deep roots to already work off of, so maybe that one will be a lot better.
That's the hope for sure.
But still, if even the directing efforts from just the style and the visuals, if that wasn't looking good, then it's
to me it didn't.
It might be a little rough with this more
and you
traditionally shot Hell House.
He still has, because to me it still came across as having some of those found footage elements. The movie is super dark. I don't know why it's so freaking dark, and I was I think that probably carries over from him doing so many found footage movies because it doesn't work in this particular case.
Yeah.
Like, so I think he still has some of those found footage elements on this movie, and I think it just doesn't mesh well with the story he's trying to tell. I don't know. I just didn't like it, but if y'all have seen it, let me know what you guys thought about it. I know I've chatted with some other people about it, and they also thought it wasn't good either. Yeah. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah, let us know if you've seen it. Let us know your thoughts on that one. Now, the next thing you got listed, you're rewatching The Walking Dead. So, one, tell us why you're rewatching it, and then two, I guess you could tell us about whether you want to tell us about it.
Well, yeah, it was a long time ago that I watched the show, right? And I stopped watching after a certain thing happened in the series, which I think everybody that I knew stopped watching it when this happened. And I know some people are like, well, it's in the comics. Okay, I don't care about that. I wasn't reading no comics. I'm watching the show. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I don't know. I wanted to dive back into it for a couple reasons. Number one, I'm very intrigued by the relationship with Rick and Michonne. And I want to kind of like get to that point in the story to see how that all plays out. And then I did read like the wiki, what is it? The wiki page.
The wiki page?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I read that page, and a lot of the story elements do seem intriguing. I was like, okay, well, maybe I just got to push through the part that I didn't really like and try to see how it actually comes together.
Right.
And then I kind of am interested in some of the other spinoff shows, but I was like, well, I need to finish this one before I watch those. Yeah. Yep. So that's kind of the reason why I jumped into that.
Yeah, Walking Dead was a show that I never really got into. I know when it first came out, I just couldn't. I don't even know if I don't even think I finished season 1. For some reason, I just couldn't get into it. I don't remember why, because that show started a long time ago at this point.
It did, yeah.
I know I've watched a couple episodes with you, and I mean they were good.
They are good episodes.
So I definitely should probably give it another chance. It might just be like at that time and space, it just wasn't what I was into.
Yeah.
Especially because there's a lot more drama involved with it, and I think maybe just at that time I was like,
I get that.
This isn't really interesting to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you've been rewatching that. And the next thing that we have been watching this weekend is the 7th season of Black Mirror. So it's finally out this weekend. And we've watched the first 3 episodes so far. So the first 3 episodes, I don't remember the episode titles, but the first episode was kind of messaging around subscriptions
and bees and honey.
Yeah. And then the second episode was why am I blanking on what the second episode was? Do you remember? Because they're kind of blending together for me. The second and the third one.
Was the one with the Issa Rae in it, right?
No. Oh, the second episode was the woman working at the food in the research department at the food thing.
Oh yeah.
And then the third episode was the Issa Rae one where she used that special movie technology to basically relive in a movie and make a film out of it. So far, I think the season has been good.
I like this season a lot better than last season.
Yeah. I do like the diversification of the season so far. I think the first episode is definitely the strongest so far. I did like the third one too, but I feel like just the messaging and how the first episode is paced is really good. Because even I think you mentioned it in that third episode, the Issa Rae one. Like there's a moment where it kind of dragged a little bit because it's a long episode. It's almost like a damn movie.
Yeah.
But overall, I think so far the season's really good. Yeah. I think there's 6 episodes this season, so we're halfway through. We got to watch the rest, and then we'll be able to talk about the season as a whole. But I think we both really like it so far. So let us know your thoughts on Black Mirror season 7. If you finished it, what was your favorite episode so far? And we'll probably finish it in the next few days. And then lastly, it's not listed here, but a show that I've been watching, and it's not exactly horror, but there's a lot of horror elements to it, and that's the anime Dandadan. Like there's a lot of like supernatural, paranormal-ish like type of horror stuff to it. And I had heard that the anime had that style to it. So I finally started watching it probably about a week and a half or so ago. And I've been slowly like getting through the season, but it's honestly like super good.
That's good.
Yeah, the storyline is good. Obviously the animation is like peak animation. Like that shit is fire. I'm sure a lot of people know that the opening is super hard, like the intro song, because that's a big thing with anime. Is like how good is the opening? Is the song fire? Is the opening fire? And the opening is hard, man. Like I never skip it. The song is fire, and then like the animation style of the intro is also super dope too. But overall, great show. If you're into anime and you haven't seen Down to Dawn, you gotta check that out. It's on Netflix.
Well, speaking of anime, I know we haven't started watching that yet, but we want to watch the Devil May Cry series. But I didn't add it to the news, but they already greenlit a season 2 for that.
Really?
So it must have been doing really good on that.
I haven't like checked to see how good or bad it's doing. I did see a thumbnail that said like how bad is it? So it made me think like, ooh, like is it not good? I don't know.
Well,
it might have been that person that watched it
already. So
but I guess enough people clicked on it for them to be like, okay, enough people clicked to go on season 2. So we'll see how that develops. But yeah, y'all, that's what we've been watching recently. Y'all let us know down in the comments, what have you been watching recently? You might give us some ideas of stuff to check out going forward. But let us know your thoughts on what we watch, what you've been watching. And then with that, we'll go ahead and jump over to our actual horror movie and TV news. Okay, so the first piece of horror movie news we're going to talk about is for a TV series, and it's for that CARRIE new series over on Amazon. So it's officially been greenlit. Of course, this is the Mike Flanagan written show. He'll also be the executive producer and the showrunner. And then he's going to direct like a few episodes. So it's not like going to be entirely his show in the sense of he's directing every episode. But he will kind of have a lot of involvement throughout the series. Now, Flanagan opened writer's room for this in, was it late fall?
Yeah.
Of this year is going to be when the writer's room starts. It's an 8-episode project, and they've quietly been casting the different roles in this CARRIE series with relative newcomer Summer H. Howell. Is this what she's been in? This Hunter x Hunter? I don't know what that is.
Neither do I.
Unless we're talking about the anime, but I doubt that's the case. But she's being cast as CARRIE. Yeah. And I know for a while, what was the other?
It's not in there.
It's not in here. So the actress name from Hereditary who played the daughter, for some reason, I think her name starts with the M. I'm blanking on the name right now. But originally she was rumored to be cast as CARRIE, which I was like, oh, that seems very fitting.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was actually really excited about that, but nope, she did not get cast for that. And hopefully we'll see her something else. But also, someone from Resident Evil, Sienna
Agudong, is being cast as CARRIE's nemesis, Sue Snell. I don't remember who she was either. I have to go look up like the cast because it's been a while since I watched those Resident Evil movies.
Yeah.
But either way, super excited for this. I think anything that Mike Flanagan is involved in, people automatically get excited about because the dude has been killing it across all different forms of the medium. But I think CARRIE will work really good as a series. I think you can really build the escalation to like a really good payoff in a series format. You can really get into the details of even her life. And the powers and all that stuff.
Flanagan is really good with like character work and development. So I feel like he's going to do a really good job with doing that, like bringing forth more of her background and how that affects everything. Even maybe background of the other characters too, like Sue and other characters. So, I mean, he's really good with that. So I imagine that's going to be really good.
I agree with that. Yeah, he's very good at characterization, character arcs. So I think this will be super interesting. What I'm curious to know, and I don't think this mentions it, is will this be kind of like a limited series, which is one and done? Or are they going to try to like turn this into like, a multiple season type of ordeal?
I wonder if because it's Flanagan, it's just going to be one and done.
Yeah. I would prefer that.
Like he does that kind of stuff.
I would definitely prefer it so that we get a complete story.
Yeah.
Because, nowadays it's super likely that shit can get canceled super fast.
Yeah.
So I'd rather them have which like you said, he typically does this, a complete story with closure. And then if it does really good and they want to open up another season, like you can continue from there, but at least that first season is a complete story.
I agree with that. Yeah, for sure.
But anything else you want to add to this?
Nope, that's it.
Yeah, y'all. So let us know down in the comments. Are you excited for Mike Flanagan's CARRIE official series over on Amazon? So we'll see how this story develops. We'll keep you updated as more things come out, whether it be for casting, writing, etc., an eventual release date. So let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Okay, for our next story, we got it's all about Megan. So the first Megan is returning to theaters with the second screen tech. So this is part of Blumhouse's Halfway to Halloween programming, where they've got Megan, Annabelle, and what's the other one? Ma. And it's utilizing their second screen engagement technology, where it's intended for you to use your phone in the screening. And apparently with the Megan screening, it will allow fans to communicate with the evil doll herself via a Megan chatbot. So via Meta, allowing moviegoers to go to second screen during the film to access exclusive content, trivia, and behind the scenes info in real time. Now, per a press release, is quoted saying, Movie Mate is only available to moviegoers who are in a theater and works by DMing the Instagram account at Megan to start the experience. The entire experience is designed to leverage Meta's capabilities to augment and uplevel the second screen viewing experience, aimed at generating excitement ahead of the release of Megan 2.0 on June 27th. And it does mention, like, beyond the chatbot, the screenings will also have like sneak peeks, exclusive recorded messages from directors and talents of the film, as well as surprise special appearances in select markets. So I'm assuming like maybe the director or people from the film actually come out, maybe talk about the film and like Q&A or something like that, which would be super dope, honestly. But I guess you got to be lucky enough to probably be in like some of the main areas like LA and
probably
other San Francisco or something like that, all the Cali places. But this is interesting. I mean, what do you think about this? First of all, the concept of the halfway to Halloween thing with, using your phone in theater and stuff. And then just in general, like them using it to hype up Megan 2.0.
I don't know. I guess it works for a film you've seen before. But I guess I'm hoping what doesn't happen is this is something that they try to implement going forward in other films. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't want this to become like a thing. That's my whole thing. Cause I mean, like, I don't know, you give people the opportunity to use their phones in movies. It's like, you might as well be at home at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know. That's just my thought.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. I hope that this definitely stays as more of like an event type of thing and not like a normal thing. I know recently theaters have talked about trying to create special screenings for things to try to get more people to come to the theater. So I know they've mentioned, I think it was like the AMC CEO or somebody was like trying to generate ideas for special screenings. And he mentioned, screenings where you can use your phone. He also mentioned weed screenings where you can actually smoke in the theater to watch a film. And I was like,
that one.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like for a certain group of people, like that's a good idea, especially depending on the kind of film that it is. But I feel like for the majority of audiences, I can't imagine how much money they would make off of that.
I don't know.
Because I feel like most audience would be like, man.
Because like, I feel like when you give people leeway, they don't know how to respect boundaries, right?
True.
Like, for example, we've seen how people treated the movie theaters with this recent Minecraft screening.
Chicken jockey.
And they're trashing it. You know what I'm saying?
Tearing it up.
And I just worry if you give people too much leeway, they'll take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't work in a movie theater, but I still feel for people who work in them and have to clean up behind people. I wouldn't say weed people would do this, but I'm just saying like there probably will be a select group of people who leave shit everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like
now you got
to go clean that up.
And you got to revert back to old school times. You got to have ashtray and all that type of stuff.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's just my thought. It's just kind of like, how do you keep things from getting too out of hand? And then it becomes like, I understand that you're saying like these will be separate screenings and like you don't have to go to these screenings, but I'm more so looking at it from the viewpoint of people who actually work in movie theaters. Yeah. Like I really felt sad for those people who had to clean up all that shit. That it was
for the
kids,
Minecraft. Yeah, it sucked.
Like, it's ridiculous.
I felt bad for them. WB's loving it because that's just giving them more money. You know what I'm saying? Let's get people, since it's going viral, it's enticing more people to
the
go
director
to the
was like, oh, they shouldn't be getting kicked out. Why are we calling the cops? And I'm like,
yeah, he definitely
who wants
like
to deal with that?
He definitely didn't like verbally like support it.
No.
But like in a roundabout way was like, hey, I'm cool with it because people having a good ass time in the theater. Like,
they made a lot of money off that movie. So
hell yeah. I didn't check the box office for it this weekend, but I can't imagine that it didn't make not make a ton of money. But so WB is like, hell yeah, y'all tear that shit up. Like that's just giving us more money.
So that's my only thing. Like we allow people to use their phones. Then what's next? You know what I'm saying? Like what's after that?
Yeah, I think ultimately, like I said, when we talked about this the last time from CinemaCon, it's like people just got to make good movies. They got to make movies that people want to go see.
Yeah, you don't have to.
That's the end of the day.
Come up with ridiculous things to get people there, right?
Just make movies people want to see, and they'll come to the theater. You don't got to do special setups and screenings. Like people will go to the movies if the movie is worth seeing, and that's it. Now you might have to do some things differently, like and you got to set your expectations for what kind of film it is. So for films where it might be more drama heavy, don't spend a ton of money. Try to keep that budget very small because you already know this movie's probably gonna do better on streaming because nowadays, for the most part, people are only going to the movies to watch like spectacle films where it's like, I gotta see this on the big screen because the shit's going so hard. Whether it be superhero films or big sci-fi films like Dune or Sinners or like big action movies like John Wick. Obviously, Sinners is coming up.
Everybody I know is going to go see this movie.
Sinners. But see, that's the thing. Even Sinners, even though it's a horror film, it has a certain spectacle to it. It does. Where they've done a lot of good marketing, talking about like, oh, this is an IMAX film. This is an experience. The music, the score, like everything about it. Like they were even using, like Ryan Coogler was even using words about it being almost like a concert in certain formats. So like, they've done a good job marketing like, hey, this is a theater experience. And you can kind of tell by just watching the trailer. So I think it's a management of not spending too much on movies that it will not do good in theaters. even though it might be good, like Black Bag. People said that's a really good movie, but that's just not a movie that for the wide movie going audience, they're like, I can wait to stream it and watch that. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all, like we'll see how this theater stuff develops. But speaking of Sinners and Ryan Coogler, we can go ahead and transition into our next news story. But let us know what you think about this halfway to Halloween with Blumhouse, with the screen tech and all that stuff. Like, drop your thoughts down in the comments. Okay, so we got Sinners. Sinners is like, it's about to come out next weekend. Yes. So it's,
so excited.
We're finally approaching that point where we're actually going to be able to see this film. And a lot of people have already seen it now because they've had a lot of screenings. So even a lot of people that are watching YouTube have already seen it. And I've been raving about it. I think right now sitting at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is
45 reviews, I think, right now.
Yeah, which is the highest rated film of the year so far. So I mean, already that's looking like really, really positive. Yeah. Also, this film, at least from what we know right now in this moment, this is the only film that's coming out in 2025 that was shot on IMAX film cameras. So that's super dope. And like I said before in our last story, they've done a lot of marketing talking about shooting this film, movie on film, actual film, and they shot it on two different film cameras, the IMAX film camera and like a regular, a 35 millimeter film camera or 70 millimeter film camera.
Yeah, 70.
But I feel like this is shaping up to be a pretty big movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which I'm gonna be honest, kind of surprises me because I feel like at first, when this movie was first being marketed, I just felt like it was going to be. I'm not trying to say it was going to do bad, but I just didn't feel like it was going to do like numbers. Like I think I figured it was going to be a good film that a decent amount of people would see, but it wasn't going to go crazy. But I'm starting to feel like with the ramp up to this, that it's going to go stupid crazy, especially for their review embargo to already be lifted, where people are talking about this movie well before, like 2 weeks before it comes out, which is unusual because normally if a movie is kind of like, you know what I'm saying, they don't know how it's going to do. It's like, hey, you got to wait till a few days before it come out. But obviously,
as a matter of fact, it was even earlier than that because we were actually invited to a screening like a long ass time ago, and that was a lot of time ago, actually, not thinking about it. Yeah. That they were already screening the film. So I think they pretty confident this shit gonna do really good.
Yeah, I think this movie has a lot of promise. We've been mentioning this movie being shot on film. Well, the actual DP for this film, I believe she was the DP, Autumn Durald Arkapaw, is the first woman to shoot a theatrical feature film in the Ultra Panavision 70mm and IMAX format, which is super dope. I think that's just a cool. stamp on history, if you will, like a woman being the first to shoot on these formats.
And I like how Ryan Coogler, like, I think he mentioned this in an interview or when he was on, what was that show we were watching?
The Jimmy Fallon one?
Yes, and how he asked him about him working with Michael B. Jordan, and he was like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because he's worked with Autumn on other projects before, and even he doesn't go like, oh, now I'm about to make this big shit. Now, I'm gonna drop these people off. You know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, you come with me.
We work with the same people.
Exactly.
Y'all killed on the last one. I'm sure y'all will kill on the next one.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, y'all, I think Sinners is showing a lot of promise. I'm getting more and more hyped for it. We don't got too much longer before we see it this week. But we're going to try to catch it before we go out to Seattle for NorwestCon. But super excited for this one, y'all, especially because Ludwig Göransson is doing the score. He always makes bangers.
Yeah.
So with this being blues inspired and stuff like that, I expect the soundtrack for this film to go crazy. The score, everything's going to go crazy for this. But let us know, how excited are y'all for Sinners? Do you think it's going to maintain that 100% even as it rolls out more and more critics get into it? And what do you think? What are you predicting for the audience score as well? And then lastly, box office. What are you thinking for the box office for that weekend? Because that's also Easter weekend too.
It is.
So I don't know if that's going to help it or hurt it. So
I think it might help.
Yeah. So we're going to see. But definitely,
we gonna support.
Well, we gonna support.
Yeah,
100% gonna support this one because we need more movies like this.
Yes.
With these original concepts. Obviously, black cast, like it just don't get no better to me to see Ryan Coogler be so successful.
Oh yeah,
but still maintain his identity through these films, and it's just super cool to see. Very inspiring. But speaking of Michael B. Jordan, we're going to transition into our next story, and it's all about Michael B. Jordan's production company. Okay, so we got Michael B. Jordan's production company, Outlier Society, and they are adapting The House of Last Resort. So this is a novel by Christopher Golden, and I'll read you the synopsis for that book. It reads, "The book follows a young American couple who relocate to a Sicilian hill town where the mayor is selling abandoned homes to foreigners for €1 to revitalize the faltering community. And a movie reflective of a recent real-life trend in Italy and other countries. Soon, they learn their new home has walled-up catacombs beneath it, whispers in its walls, and a dark history." Sounds good. Yeah. Now, what's interesting about this, though, is Christopher Golden actually has 2 novels that are being adapted. So we just mentioned that one that Michael B. Jordan's production company is going to be working on. But Christopher Golden's got another novel titled Road of Bones, and that's currently in development at Screen Gems with Crooked Highway, with Scott Derrickson and C. Robert Cargill at the helm. People I love because they made my movie back there.
Okay, baby.
Sinister. Come on now. And of course, The Black Phone. But
yeah, I think that's going to be, first of all, we know Scott Derrickson does a good job with Robert. I think they are like the best duo. I don't think he needs to work with anybody else. But I think that's going to be super good. Yeah. But yeah, the synopsis anyway for the book, I haven't read the book, so I don't know how good it is. But the synopsis alone, I think it sounds really spooky. It sounds cool. So I'm interested. I don't know. They didn't say who was directing the film or anything like that. Yeah. So I'm interested in seeing who they, get to be the director for it. But it sounds really cool. Yeah, no, I agree. It does sound super interesting. I like them playing into like a real life trend and then flipping it into like a horror type of thing. That I feel like that always works well when it's written well. Yeah. But hey, his books must be good. Have you read any of his books before? No. To have 2 films, 2 novels being adapted relatively at the same time. That's really good. Hey, you must be fucking firing on all cylinders. You know what I'm saying? I like Stephen King. Obviously, he's a great author. We all know that. But it's good to see other people get their horror books adapted outside. Oh, right. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because I feel like Stephen King is the easy button, right? Oh, we need a horror film. Okay, what's something from Stephen King hasn't been done yet? They've all been done. Yeah. Okay, well, fucking redo one. I feel like that's the conversation that usually happens. Now they're dipping into the short stories. Yeah. Okay, now we got to go to the short stories. Yeah. And then let's try to stretch that shit out, make a feature length out of a short story. Now, talking about Michael B. Jordan's production company, Outlier. Their Outlier's development slate currently includes the film Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six at Paramount Pictures with director Chad Stahelski, as well as multiple series. First of all, that shit is hard. Like to do Rainbow Six and have Chad Stahelski at it, smart as fuck. Because I'm telling you right now, Chad Stahelski's gonna go off and do some super fire stuff. And I actually think he is.
I don't know if it's official yet, but I think he was rumored to be the new director for the Blade movie.
Ooh.
Which,
oh yeah, I remember hearing that.
That's super fire if that's the case, because I mean, he's the reason John Wick is a franchise right now.
You miss John Wick.
So if we can get that type of action in a Blade movie, it might be the most fire Marvel film so far.
Yeah.
But the multiple series, those include a high-profile adaptation of Fourth Wing, which you love, the fantasy bestseller by Rebecca Yarros, as well as Amazon's The Greatest, which is about the life of Muhammad Ali.
That's fire.
Yeah. So anything you wanna add to that? Any hopes for that Fourth Wing franchise?
Well, if you don't know, Fourth Wing has some of the best elements of fantasy. Mm-hmm. Dragons. Okay.
Yep.
Dragons are like my favorite thing as far as fantasy goes. I love a dragon story. That's why I really like that one series that we watch.
House of Dragon.
The House of Dragon. So I'm excited to see like something outside of that scope of Game of Thrones that's different and still in the fantasy realm. I feel like you can do so much with that story. Fourth Wing is like about these dragon riders who are out of school to learn how to, fight and stuff like that. But they realize that the school that they're at is actually like an opposition to the actual war that's going on outside of their school. It gets really like into the weeds of like kind of similar to Game of Thrones, like different like hierarchies of different things like that. And they have such really cool powers. Like one girl can control like thunder and lightning and stuff like that. So it's really cool stuff. So I think that you can freaking go balls to the wall with that series, and I would hope that they would. So yeah, I'm excited to see how they bring that to TV.
Yeah, well, hopefully they do good. Obviously a lot of trust in Michael B. Jordan. So hopefully he has
a really good director and writer.
Yeah, the writing is what really needs to work really well, because I know Amazon has did it say it's gonna be on? It said it's gonna be on Amazon, right?
Oh, did it say that?
I can't
remember. It does say that. No, that
was
Amazon.
The Greatest. Okay,
Amazon,
yeah. So I wonder what the Fourth Wing will go to. I only brought that up because I thought it was Amazon, because I feel like their fantasy series they haven't been like hugely successful. I know a lot of people like the Wheel of Time one, because I think it's gotten multiple seasons, but I feel like Ring of Power didn't really do what they were hoping.
Really good.
So
we need like a HBO Max or something.
Oh man, if it could go on Max, oh man, that shit would be super fun.
Yeah,
that's what they need to do. Get some of the Max writers over there on it, because the book series is very successful. So the TV series has a lot of potential to be huge on like a House of Dragon type of level. But y'all let us know your thoughts on the two novels from Christopher Golden that are being adapted, both by the Outliers production company and Scott Derrickson's production company. And then lastly, what do you think about those TV series that are coming as well? Drop all your thoughts in the comments below. All right, so our last story that we're going to talk about is a little bit more on the sad side, because it's just like unfortunate situations, and I hate that people are like this online. It makes no fucking sense to me. But this story is all about what Christopher Landon had to deal with in the whole shit that happened with Scream 7. So apparently he endured some crazy ass threats over the whole Scream 7 situation. So there are people that blame him for ruining the Scream franchise during the Barrera Gate when Spyglass allegedly fired its star Melissa Barrera. Now, when Barrera was fired, it started the whole, fan mob mentality that blamed the director for her firing. And he ended up receiving like super crazy traumatic death threats, which actually had to be investigated by the FBI.
Yeah, because they were threatening his kids.
Right.
Yeah. His two little kids. That's so ridiculous.
That is so fucking insane. Like, people are so crazy. It makes no sense. Now, Christopher Landon went on record and said, hey, like, I did not fire her, is what he told one of the publications. And he said, a lot of people think I had something to do with it, and it was not my doing. I had no control of the situation at all. He contends that people don't know how Hollywood works, or quote, what the hierarchy is. The fans were like, that's the guy, just because his name is out there.
Yeah.
And so, they came for him, knives out. And now, despite everything that's happened, Landon still wants, the new Scream 7 to do well. It's a franchise he loves, even if he can't be a part of it. And he was quoted saying, I want Scream to succeed. Kevin probably made a banger of a movie because he knows it better than anybody. It's going to be awesome. So it's cool that even in the midst of what he had to go through, he still wants the movie to be successful, because he know it's not the movie to blame.
Yeah.
It's just you have these crazy ass fans who for some reason, people tend to center their whole life around one specific thing. And you know, for them, it's their for some reason it's their whole life. So I don't know why they feel the need to go out and make fucking death threats to people for shit that he didn't even have control over. I think that's what's so crazy is that people didn't even investigate to understand, okay, who actually was involved with firing this person. And it's Spyglass that you should have been targeting and not the director of the movie.
Have to be doing
director don't got no control over that shit.
It's just like, why are you threatening people over someone's firing? Yes, you can be upset. You can speak out against it.
Yeah, that's right.
You can rally and say, hey, this shouldn't have happened. But why are you threatening to kill somebody?
Over a fucking movie.
That is ridiculous.
So you have no involvement in this film. You're not getting fucking paid for this movie.
Not at all.
You don't even know these people.
I was about to say the same thing. They don't know you and you don't know them.
At all. And you feel the need to make death threats.
Yeah.
Which is the most fucking ridiculous shit I've ever seen.
I'm all for supporting, obviously, because I personally also supported Melissa Barrera and all of that. But I'm not out here talking about, oh, you gonna die because you fired her.
So that's crazy.
So crazy.
It makes no sense whatsoever.
I feel bad for him that he had to deal with that though.
Right, because obviously he was excited to be able to direct this film. And I think that he could have done something interesting, something great with it. Not saying that Kevin ain't gonna kill it, but I think Christopher Landon's take would have been dope to see as well. But it's just super sad and unfortunate to see. And like, man, y'all, like those crazy ass fans, like y'all got to stop that shit. Like, y'all got to stop, you know, centering your entire life to the point where you feel compelled to make any type of threats, even if it's not death threats, to even make any type of threat. I think that's going like way overboard. You can speak out about shit. You know, you have the right to have your opinion and say that something's wrong, it shouldn't have been done, but you should never be threatening people's lives, let alone their friends and families' lives. That's super uncalled for, and that shit just ain't cool.
On now.
And that's taking it to a new extreme level that nobody should have to deal with. And it's super unfortunate that that's what happened to them. And I get people are passionate. You know, we've seen it with everything, you know, from Star Wars to other shit where people get so passionate that they feel compelled to do that bullshit.
Only those people existed within those particular fandoms.
Yeah, those particular nerd fandoms.
But now we see that it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, man. Like if it's a big franchise, they have rabid fans. They feel the need to do crazy shit like this. And y'all got to chill out because you're you know, when you do that type of stuff, like you're not only are you know, ruining somebody's potential to make something great, but you know, you're ruining their life in the sense that now they gotta live in fear. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like people are legitimately crazy as hell. People stalking people, doing crazy shit. And nowadays everything's accessible online. So I'm sure people could, you know, find his address and shit like that. So like now he's gotta like live in this fear mode. That's just no way for anybody to have to live because of a fucking movie. That is ridiculous. But look, y'all, that's our thoughts on this story. Let us know down in the comments. What did you think when you heard about this, you know, this unfortunate situation with Christopher Landon? And let us know, what do you think his version of this film could have looked like? Because I think it could have been interesting. So let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. So as we wrap up this, you know, horror news roundup, we're gonna hit a couple of different things at the end here, including upcoming horror movies, as well as some horror physical release news. So for upcoming horror films, and actually this is all next week, which is crazy. Of course, we got Sinners coming to theaters on April 18th. I think showings start on the 17th. The Thursday nights when actual showings will start. Then we got The Ugly Stepsister coming out next weekend as well, April 18th. It'll be a limited theatrical release, and then it'll be on Shudder come May. We've been hearing good things about Ugly Stepsister as well, because we just came back from the Overlook Film Festival and this movie was there. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to see it, but people seem to be really high on it. And then lastly, we got Dead Mail coming to Shudder next weekend on April 18th as well. So definitely got some dope films to check out next week. I feel like people's weekends will be filled.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, we'll be at Noah WestCon in Seattle, so we might not be able to check out all these immediately, but we look forward to it for sure. In horror physical release news, we got Heart Eyes. That physical release is dropping on April 15th. I know a lot of people are big fans of that slasher film, so you'll be able to pick that up. On Tuesday. And then we got some 4K steelbooks being released. 4K steelbook for Poltergeist and Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. It'll feature art by Matt Ferguson and Flory. Vice Press will also be releasing an exclusive version of each edition with the special edition, which matches the same height and depth as the original Film Vault release. Includes a 24 by 36 inch poster and the Steelbook Vice Press edition's poster. And the Film Vault Wave 3 official pre-order launches at midnight on Monday.
Yes.
So I know you really want that Poltergeist.
I want the Poltergeist
4K.
one. It looks so good. Are you gonna put an image up on this?
Yeah, I'll put an image
okay.
up.
It looks legit, y'all. Like I want it so bad. I was like, oh, I gotta have this. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
The Shining one looks cool too. But I don't really like that movie all that much. So
Yeah, and the stuff that it comes with, like the different little prints and posters and stuff, like is super dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Poltergeist one is going crazy hard.
Yeah.
On this article, it doesn't have the Shining one on this one.
no, I think you have to go to like the website.
Okay, here it is. Yeah, and the Shining one, don't get me wrong,
It
the
looks
Shining one still
cool.
looks cool.
I just
Like,
don't care about that movie.
you know, it's Jack in that like kind of snow shot. But again, the print and the posters and stuff is all stuff that comes included. It's just a dope looking package.
Yeah,
overall.
it looks cool.
And it's
so if you like that
4K
movie,
release.
there you go. But I don't really care about that.
Yeah, and then it looks like the part of the box of the box art is the typewriter for the Shining
Yeah,
one,
it
which I
does look
think is
cool.
like actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let us know which one of these releases you plan to pick up, whether it be the Hard Eyes one or one of these 4K Steelbook releases. Let us know what you're getting down in the comments below. And lastly, y'all, of course, we got to have the box office update because we did have a horror film drop in theaters this weekend. So we got to talk about Drop. So Drop was this past weekend's big horror release coming from Blumhouse, of course, directed by Christopher Landon. And currently it is sitting at 3.34 million domestically. I don't know when this will get an international release, but I think that's pretty decent for this type of film.
Yeah, because it's not super big, you know.
Yeah.
It's not Sinners.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not. Yeah.
But it's still, I think it's still pretty good for like, what month is this?
Like the beginning of
April
April
horror movie.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much this film costs. I can't imagine that it costs that much.
They literally is in one
location
the whole time.
There wasn't a whole lot of special effects except for like a couple scenes.
I doubt it was a lot.
Yeah. So hopefully this amount is a decent amount for them. I will tell you right now, I definitely feel like this is a film that's going to do numbers on streaming.
Oh,
it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a hit on
Once
streaming.
It hits streaming, I think it's gonna do well for sure.
100%.
Yeah. There's another movie that was doing well in streaming now. Dang.
Was it the Y2K one?
Is it Y2K?
I thought I heard that was doing pretty good streaming.
Maybe that's what it is. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like some of these films they get rejuvenated in streaming because a lot of times people wait for streaming because they're like, oh, okay, that looks cool, but going to movies is expensive, so they look at it like.
That's how I felt about Drop. I feel like Drop is, if I like I told y'all in our review, our spoiler-free review about Drop, if I wasn't reviewing the movie, this is a movie that I'd be like, okay, yeah, it's fine for me to wait for this one to hit streaming.
Right. And if
it has that vibe.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen a spoiler-free review, go over on our YouTube channel or on our Spotify and Apple podcasts. Check out the spoiler-free review because that's a good one. We talked about how we felt about Drop. And if you haven't seen the film, definitely check it out because maybe that'll.
I realized that a lot of people really liked this one, like way more than we liked it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I'm trying to tell you.
4 stars. Jerica gave it 4 stars.
Wow.
Like.
Yeah.
And we were a little bit lower on it.
It's like we said though, it wasn't a bad.
It wasn't bad.
So I think because of that, a lot of people are really liking this one, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. On streaming, is going to do crazy. Numbers.
I need to see what Sam thought about it because me and her, we both like rom-coms. I need to see what she rated it because I feel like she probably rated it
like people like that aspect. Yeah. Of it. Yeah. But all right, y'all. Let us know what you think about that box office update for Drop, and if you think that this will be an even bigger film on streaming. But that does it for this Sunday's horror movie or horror genre news roundup. Just some quick notes. Hey, make sure you check out that Drop spoiler-free review. We also still have our Overlook Film Festival movie reviews ongoing. We got 3 up right now. We got The Shrouds, Abraham's Boys, and Clown in a Cornfield. Those are all reviews that are up, and we still got 2 more coming for It Ends and Life Hack. I'll be reviewing those. I haven't got a chance to do it yet because I haven't been really feeling good this weekend. But those reviews are still coming. And then this coming weekend, the weekend of Sinners. So next weekend we will definitely have our Sinners spoiler-free review up. So be subscribed for that. And then we're going to be at NorwestCon in Seattle. So if you're in Seattle, hey, come check out NorwestCon. It's like a pop culture convention with a lot of panels talking about pop culture things. So we'll be at NorwestCon. We'll be on a couple panels ourselves talking about horror and things like that. So come check us out there.
Yeah.
We'll do some content on that as well. But thank you so much for checking out this horror news. We'll be back next weekend if there's some dope news to talk about. Hey, but look, again, shout out to our Patreon YouTube members. We appreciate y'all. And just shout out to everybody, whether you're watching and listening on YouTube or on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We appreciate y'all's support. We love y'all. And we will see y'all on the next one. Peace.